you can come to me for honesty. FYI, guys, I do have to end today's stream a slight bit early, maybe like 30 minutes, 20 minutes early. I'm cooking today. Wow. And Kat has to go to work on a little bit on the earlier side today, so I have to cook today, and that means that I have to end the stream just a little bit early. In regards to my length of my streams and the like, first of all, my first gameplay stream, I start at 10 in the morning, and it ends at 4 p.m. All right, that's 6 hours straight of streaming. Now, I take one break, one 15 to 20 minute break during that period of time, okay? So, oh, why don't you stream 8 hours? Well, I already streamed 6. Just because out of that there's a little bit of setup and there's a pre-stream doesn't mean that I'm not streaming 6 hours. I am. Don't worry, it's not a huge deal. It's not like I'm ending it hours early or anything like that. We're still going to have a very lengthy and fun gameplay stream here. But I do have to end on the earlier side today, FYI, just so you guys know. Yeah, because I'm not a Twitch TV streamer. I didn't grow up on Twitch. I'm not from Twitch. I'm a guy who was on YouTube, and people wanted me to live stream, so I went to Twitch as fan service. Transparency, I don't want to, you know, shock all of you and say, oh, by the way, I'm leaving now, bye. And you're like, wait, what? I thought you were going till 4 p.m. Well, today I have to end a little bit earlier than that. 6 days a week, I'm live streaming here to pay my bills. If I don't live stream for several days at a time, I lose money. Okay? FYI. Alright, new info added to the case file. Shout out to Cam Jersey who cheers. So would you ever take up some strength or cardio workouts and training again? It just started mine again. Potentially, in the future, maybe? In reality, I just don't really have free time to do anything. I don't. I'm so busy. I don't really have time to do anything, you know, outside of streaming and doing some stuff around the house, spending a little bit of time with my wife. I'm so busy, man. Well, maybe someday. Yeah. Recently. You know, things change when, you know, you move across the country and now, you know, I've told you guys about our schedule, how crazy it is. Like, Kat is already out the door working when I wake up. Pretty much. And then I'm working all day. She comes home usually around the end of my stream. Then we're cooking and eating. And then at night, we each have to, you know, usually I'm streaming, she's doing stuff, you know, going to the gym or... it should be fun. Excuse me. Now, it's been tough recently, and, you know, I need the support right now, and you guys have been there for me, and you're being very positive about the streams. That's a great thing. The one final thing I want to talk about is that, well, apparently everyone on the internet has been talking about recently. I guess it has finally come to light that YouTube is going to be changing some major things soon. People are terrified at these changes, and I've talked about some of them on the streams before, and some of them I haven't. What I'd like to do is very briefly just give you a summary of what I've learned, and let you know what I think it means for us, okay? First of all, as you guys know, I only use YouTube as an archive. I don't put out original content on YouTube anymore. My YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, is where I put up my archived streams. So if you miss a stream, you head over to DSP Gaming, you can get caught up on the playthrough, okay? That's how I use YouTube. I used to be a full-time YouTuber where my focus was YouTube. It hasn't been so for 2.5 years.
So YouTube sucks. If you guys support me and you want to see me keep doing this and you want to, you know, show up on streams, you can cheer, sub, and tip on streams. It helps tons. That's what I care about. Growth on the Twitch channel right now. I don't really care about the YouTube channel. Honestly, DSP Gaming, like if I said, it's an archive for my content. I don't have any kind of desire to work on any kind of creative content for YouTube at this point because there's no point to it. There's, you know, anything I put on YouTube, on this channel ends up getting demonetized. Over on DSP Gaming, it makes almost no money because all the ad revenue is so bad on YouTube right now anyway. I'd rather focus on Twitch and try to get my streaming as popular as possible, so maybe Twitch this year can 100% take over as the means of income for me to pay my bills, and then if YouTube, I get a little bit of extra money on YouTube or whatever, great, but I don't have to worry about a month like this where YouTube goes, poo, and I make no money on YouTube at all, which is so bad, and now I gotta worry about, can I afford my bills and stuff? I don't want to be in that position, alright?
Okay. So, the truth of the matter is, YouTube falling apart, does it negatively affect me? Of course it does. I've got thousands of people that follow my playthroughs on YouTube on a daily basis, and they'd be very disappointed if something very bad were to happen to my YouTube channel, okay? That being said, YouTube is a very, very small portion of my income at this point. It is still a chunk, but it's a very small chunk compared to what it used to be. So, when I hear these horror stories that YouTube is falling apart and it's going to be completely changed soon, and it might, you know, everyone might be negatively affected, I'm kind of like, it sucks, absolutely, but it's not, for me, it's not like, oh no, the sky is falling.
10 years of gameplay videos. That's very impressive. You've been very consistent. Not a lot of people can make that claim today. In fact, Mr. Papavera, I'm almost positive. I mean, there's no way I could really verify this. I'm almost positive I'm the most prolific YouTuber in history, meaning if you look at the amount of content that I've put out in 10 years, I've more consistently uploaded more videos and more by the minute content than any individual human on the planet.
Because, you know, as long as streams continue to go well and, you know, people are supportive on the streams, to me, I don't think it's that huge of a deal. But I can certainly understand for those who still make almost their entire living on YouTube, or in this case, what we're about to talk about, people who don't make a living at all on YouTube, maybe insanely negatively affected. And maybe you actually might be negatively affected, okay? And I'm just going to explain.
I'm almost positive in the 10 years that I've done it, I'm the most prolific YouTuber. I don't know if there's anywhere to prove that, you know what I mean? Get his Book of World Records involved, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case.
The first major change that's apparently coming to YouTube, and this is right around the corner, is that YouTube is going to remove the ability to monetize videos that have been deemed to be created for children's consumption. And you might say, what does that mean? It means that if you make a video on YouTube that is specifically catered towards children under a certain age, they will no longer be able to monetize that video whatsoever. This means, like, for example, remember that kid who has a channel and all he does is unbox toys and the kid's like a millionaire now? Yeah, he can't monetize his videos anymore. Like, no lie, that's done. Those days are over according to this new change to YouTube. Now, there's a few things about this. First of all, people are afraid because they're like, well, what's going to be deemed a gameplay video, or not a gameplay video, but a video for a child? You know, what's going to be deemed that my content is made for children? What about people who play just Nintendo games? Are those deemed just for children? What about people who only play Minecraft? Does that mean those videos are deemed just for children? You can no longer monetize those videos? Because if so, obviously people are terrified if that's what they do. What's going to happen to their channels? Now, if you want to know why this is happening, it's because YouTube got sued, okay, by the FCC. Now, what is the FCC? It's the Federal Communications Commission. In the United States, it's a regulatory body that has these rules and regulations in place when it comes to things such as what can you advertise, what can you broadcast. And the FCC actually has strict rules about what advertisements you can play on a piece of content that's geared towards a child. And YouTube completely and utterly ignored these rules forever. They never paid attention to the law. They just ran whatever kind of ad they felt their algorithm deemed was worthy on a video that was catered towards a kid. Judging by the fact that YouTube usually doesn't do a good job with this kind of stuff, and the fact that YouTube will not be manually reviewing videos because they don't. They just use bots for everything. A lot of people are nervous. What happens if entire channels are just flagged as children's content and now you can't monetize anymore?
They don't care. YouTube does not care.
So essentially what the new terms of service for YouTube are going to say are as follows. If you're not profitable for them, if you don't make YouTube money, they call it being commercially viable. They can delete your channel at any time for any reason, including not only your YouTube channel, but your Google account, and goodbye, and you have no recourse. Okay? What does that mean? That means that if you have a channel on YouTube and you just upload videos casually to it, they could delete it for no reason, just because they feel like it because you're not making the money. That's really what the new terms of service say. Now, you might say, well, first of all, why is this happening? Well, I've been telling you guys about YouTube for years. YouTube doesn't draw profit. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is owned by a larger company called Alphabet. And essentially, YouTube has been a drain on the finances of Alphabet for the greater part of a decade. Ziggy Piggy did a cheer defending Google, saying that they service over hundreds of millions of accounts and they're doing something no one's ever done before and you should be easier on them. Yes, let me be easy on a company that could have destroyed my 10-year legacy, taken away my living, my livelihood, because of an error. Not because I did something wrong, because they fucked up. That's the core thing we need to focus on here today, guys. I didn't do anything wrong. My channel lost monetization because someone did something wrong on their end and then took 2.5 fucking weeks to act on it. You know? Anyone else, if I worked at any job on the planet and I made a major mistake and it took me 2.5 weeks to correct the mistake, I would be fired. But not at Google. At Google, this is a regular occurrence. And the other worst part about it, there's no one to talk to fix the issue. Not once did I get to speak with a human and say, hey, person who works at AdSense, you guys screwed up. Please fix it. You're killing me here. You can put me out of business and make me lose everything, right? And people basically say, you know, oh, well, they're just too big. Well, that's their fault. I didn't tell Google, I didn't tell YouTube to grow at an exponential rate to the point where they didn't plan for it, didn't hire enough employees, didn't prepare, and now their entire company is a shitstorm because they don't have enough to handle the capacity. That's their fault, not mine, not yours, not anyone's, but theirs as a company, and they're the ones who need to be held responsible and need to fix their own shit. We shouldn't be the ones who get punished or feel the negative effects of them growing too big and them not being able to handle what they fucking signed up for. So stop being an apologist to this company. They need to improve. If we don't demand improvement, they never will improve. Okay? They call me Jim Bob, says 3 cheers for Mitch, hip hip hooray. No, how about 3 boos for Mitch, boo boo kachoo, because guess what? He didn't help me at all. Literally not a single thing Mitch did fix this situation. It was all me. It was 100% me having the initiative.
They're idiots. I work for Google. I'm smart. I'm a hipster. And we have playtime where we do fucking, Pilates, and we push invisible objects and we meditate because we're Google and we're smart. And we're going to have all this cool thing on YouTube like paid subscriptions to get rid of ads. Durr.
They don't make money at all. In fact, they lose money constantly. You have to think the cost of running all these servers to house all these videos, it has to be astronomical. That's why YouTube is the only website that's ever been able to do that. There's been other competitors to YouTube, like Blip.tv or the like, and they've never had the capabilities that YouTube has had because YouTube has that Google money. So we're just going to close all their channels and tell everyone, hey, if you're not have no plans to monetize your channel, you're out of here. We're not going to give you web space to put your videos up because we just decided we need to make money. So, that's it. Goodbye. If that's the case, that means that the entire model of what YouTube was meant to be is done. It used to be a place where you can any person with no backing, meaning no publisher, no producer, no one to toss money their way, could still make a creative work, put it on the internet, get noticed, and get popular, and therefore become a way to make a living by sharing your creativeness. Because you don't have that financial backing, YouTube was the way to do it. Essentially, though, what they're saying now is, well, that doesn't work anymore. We've realized that model isn't profitable. We can't maintain that business model anymore, and therefore we're changing our whole business model to be something different, and if you don't like it, oh well, that's the end of everything. But a lot of YouTubers that started around the time that I did, before I did, and even after I did are gone, right? They're not doing what I'm doing. I hate to say it. There's YouTubers out there that right now who haven't diversified. They don't have a live streaming presence plus a YouTube presence. They're dying. Right now, they're dying. You might say, for me, is this something that's going to freak me out and make me nervous? Not really. And I'll explain why. I do monetize DSP gaming, and as you guys know, I mention all the time, it doesn't make me nearly as much money as it used to. It's true. Like, the truth of the matter is, right now, what I make money-wise, okay, on DSP gaming is about 1/10 what it used to be. That's not an exaggeration at all. I know every year I mention this and I say it's lower. This year I'm making about 1/10 on YouTube what I used to make back when I used to do YouTube for a living. Okay? Just think about that. Same amount of work, I make 1/10 as much. Imagine if you had a job and you went into it every day and worked your ass off. And over the years, they just decided every year to pay you less, to pay you less, to pay you less. And then eventually they just decided they were going to pay you 1/10 of what you were once paid for the same work, right? That's pretty insane. So for me, if everything got ruined, would it affect me negatively? Yes, it would. Absolutely. This is still 1/10 of my income or whatever, right? Like it's still a chunk of my income, but it's not like the end of the world. If I disappear from YouTube, there's a huge gap missing. Maybe what this would mean is I would have to find other ways to raise some funds, whether it's not uploading to YouTube anymore or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what would happen here, okay? If YouTube were to delete DSP Gaming, yeah, that would be awful. This is a channel that I've had for a decade at this point that has stored all of my gameplay. Essentially my life's work of the last decade is on DSP Gaming. And if they just said overnight, oh, we're getting rid of DSP Gaming, we don't think that it's financially viable, I'd be like, wow, you guys are a bunch of fucking dickheads. But it's your business. I guess you can do whatever you want, right? So that's why I continue to be there. I continue to upload the archives. I do it as a service to those who've been long-standing viewers and those who cannot make it to the streams. I want you guys to still be able to watch my content. I hope you understand that. But if YouTube takes it away from me, there's not much I can do, right? I don't know what the hell's going to happen. I guess we have to see as these changes go into effect, okay? The good news is, as you know, I focus on being a streamer. I'm here every day, 6 days a week, full-time streaming, and the majority of the money that I make and the profit that I make comes from Twitch, not from YouTube. So it would be a hit, but it certainly wouldn't be, oh my God, I'm screwed, I can't do this anymore, you know.
My focus is on the live streams and not YouTube. I make more money off of Twitch than YouTube. I am a live streamer. I am not really a YouTuber anymore.